The reason why your cold calls suck and you aren't getting sales is because you're trying too hard. Seriously, you're too worried about following your script and saying the right things rather than being worried about listening to what the other person is saying. Now, half the cold calls I get, the other person sounds like a robot. I can tell they're just reading through lines that was written by somebody else, and the end result is them sounding self-centered and boring. Now, the reason you aren't having success is because you are overcomplicating the whole thing. All a cold call is you having a conversation with another human being. Treat it as such. Do you need a script to talk to the woman who's checking you out at the grocery store? No, and it's because you know the end goal. You want to pay for your stuff and get out of there, and you need to treat cold calling the same way. First, you need to determine what your end goal is. Now, if you are cold calling, more than likely your goal is to see if somebody is interested in your product or service. So, how are you going to find out if they are? By asking questions and being genuinely interested in hearing their answer rather than thinking about what you're going to say next. You should treat every cold call as though you were an investigative journalist writing a story on the wants and needs of the person you are calling. Make sure you can answer the 5 most basic questions about the situation. Who, what, when, where, and why. Who are you talking to? Do you have the correct person on the other end of the phone? What are you looking to learn from them? Are they an ideal fit for your product or service? Do they have a problem that you can solve? This is the most important question to get thoroughly answered. When are they going to need your help? Where can they find it? And lastly, why do they need it? Once you can clearly answer all 5 of these questions about someone, you will know you have very successfully determined whether this person is a lead or not. And by following a framework like this, rather than reading off of some script, you're going to be much more personable and people aren't going to feel like they're talking to somebody that's reading off a script. I need to stress the importance here of actually caring about hearing the other person's answer. When you're actually interested in what they have to say, it's going to cause you to continue asking follow-up questions, which are going to give you an even greater understanding of their situation. Now, if you don't actually care about their answers, it is more than likely one of 2 problems. Either you don't believe in the product or service you're selling, or you don't like talking to people very much. And in either case, you probably just need to go find a new job. If you don't truly believe in the product or service you're selling, you'll never be good at selling it. And there's no honor in selling something bad. There are too many fantastic businesses out there that do amazing things. Go find one of them and be a salesperson for them. Now, if you don't like talking to people very much, I truly believe you're just in the wrong industry. Sure, there are introverted people who will do well in sales, but I'm of the opinion that there's no reason to force yourself to do something that you absolutely dread every single day. If you don't get energy from interacting with new people, learning about their lives, and helping them improve upon their problems, I just don't think sales is for you, and I don't think there's any reason to bang your head against the wall trying to get good at it. The final reason why you may not be getting the results you're looking for when cold calling is because of your tonality. Some people's voices are naturally very monotone, or they can also be naturally, very serious and like straight to business and stern. People who are good at cold calling are amazing at sounding friendly and warm. Now, the good news is that this is a skill that can be developed by anybody. One of the best salesmen in my office naturally sounds very monotone, but through practice, he has developed what we call a customer service voice. Something that really helps me have a good customer service voice is by pretending like I'm talking to my grandma. You need to be a lot softer and have a little bit higher of an inflection. The only caveat to this is later in the sales process when you get into the negotiating section. There are gonna be times when you're negotiating when your voice needs to be more powerful and more stern, but we'll talk about that in a different video. In order to become good at cold calling, you need to stop reading off a script, start genuinely caring about your prospects and their situation, and learn how to use your voice to make people naturally like you more. If you follow these tips, you will see your performance improve overnight. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.